We need to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly tonight with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's first start of the season. Folks, welcome back to Gatesy's Win More, Lots More, presented by Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel. And Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen made his first start of the season in a 4-3 overtime loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And let's just cut right to it. The real talking point from today was UPL making his first start of the season after only playing in one game in Rochester on a little conditioning stint following a lower body injury he sustained in the preseason. Got the call up to play against the Maple Leafs on the road. And I think myself and a lot of people included just want to see him make that big, timely save tonight because that's been, the big plague on his career so far. We know he's big, he's agile, he moves really well, he looks good. But when the time comes for that timely save, that big save to, get the Sabres a lead late in the game, it hasn't always been there for him. And tonight was unfortunately that same song and dance. Before we get to that, I want to talk about the two goals he gave up first, because I had a lot of people in my mentions being upset. They were angry. They were pissed that UPL gave up these two goals. These aren't on him. I'm not mad at him at all for these. First one, the Sabres let the Leafs player go right into the slot by himself, untouched, pass out from the corner, one time it, incredible shot. Not mad at all. That should be the Sabres. They need to take the guy. You have two guys standing around looking, not picking up a guy. You have Josh Doan there. The Sabres, they didn't help him out there. They needed to kind of give him that extra boost tonight, and we're going to get to a couple more just like that. So, again, not mad there. If he shot it right at UPL, yeah, he should have saved that. He put it top corner, not angry. Second one, a ton of people are mad. I don't get that. You have a shot from Tavares. UPL square two. Tavares goes through a couple guys. He's going to do that again later in the night. Shot. He's square to the shot as he should be. You have a shot in the slot. That is your main priority as a goaltender. As the shot's releasing, it tips off Mattias Samuelsson's stick, goes back door to the wide open backdoor guy, might I add. Michelli, who roofs it. Not bad. Why are you mad at UPL for that one? He played the shot. He almost made the save, too, on the backdoor, but he's reacting to the shot, which he should. You have an open backdoor guy yet again. And yeah, I'm not mad at that. If that was the night he ended the way like that, Sabres win 3-2, I would be happy. I had a bunch of fun stuff planned for UPL win. We're not having that tonight. Yeah, let's talk about the ones we're not so happy about. Sabres, 7 minutes to go in the third period. They're up 1. This is the time you need a save. Beat the Maple Leafs 2 games in a row in regulation. That would be huge, but it doesn't happen. Firstly, you have John Tavares enter the zone with the puck, and he's able to skate all the way across the Sabres O-zone, which can happen. He goes through like 3 or 4 Sabres guys, can happen. But then the shot happens. And so Flutterer doesn't hit anything and just beats him clean. That's the the dagger that the Sabres can't afford. Is one like that. Yes, that shot shouldn't have happened in the first place. We can all agree Tavares should not be able to skate through your zone like that. The Sabres need to have more pride in their defensive zone. You look at the goals that were scored tonight, that comes from pride. At least, first 3 periods. They need to take a better responsibility in their O-zone or their D-zone. That can happen, but that shot, that especially cannot happen. And the one overtime, the Sabres overcommit. They try to, get a little too cute on a 3-on-1. Pass initially gets broken up. Comes to Owen Power, who mishandles it. Send John Tavares for a breakaway, who snipes UPL with a shot. Again, that's one. That would be a nice time for a big save. Like, that's one that, if he makes that, the Sabres can survive. They can get another chance. But it's like the first opportunity of a high danger chance, it does go in, which sucks. The Sabres need that. But I just remember last week, everyone was saying they are pissed that Kevyn Adams did not buy out Mattias Samuelsson. And 1 week later, he's the poster boy. He's on the first pairing with Dahlin. He has 5 points now in 7 games, 2 goals, 3 assists. He's a plus player. He's one of the Sabres' best defensemen right now. I love Sabres Twitter. I love how passionate people are about a team that has given them nothing to be passionate about. But let's give them a little bit more time, UPL. Give them a couple weeks. We go through this song and dance. Yes, Lions should, get the lion's share, per se. But if UPL is still having these issues come December, come January, yeah, we got to pull that plug and find something else, because the Sabres can't afford to be giving up points. We've seen just a couple years ago, there are a couple points out of the playoffs. We might be looking back at a game like this come March, come April, like, if the Sabres just had one more point, how would they have been? If the Leafs just had one less point, how would they be? Even 2 less points, they were able to steal 2 tonight by getting that one in regulation. But give them some time. And I'm not super pissed about this, because if you'd have told me just a couple of days ago the Sabres would have gotten 3 of 4 from this home-and-home stretch against the Leafs, I'd have taken that in an absolute heartbeat. It sucks because they easily could have gotten 4 of 4. But, they got that. They're building momentum. They're a much better team now than they were at the start of the season. I'm excited once they get Greenway back, once they get Kessering back. There's some big things in store for the blue and gold. But I have a couple more positives for this game. Before we wrap things up, Tage, he had 2 goals tonight. After a game he was held off the score sheet in that win, he's bounced back the past couple of games. He's looked great. He's been carrying the Sabres offense, giving goals when they need it. Awesome. I love that. That makes me very happy to see that top line has figured things out with Kulich and Benson. They had one called back as well for goal interference. But this line's they're figuring things out. They're going to continue to score for the Sabres, and the Sabres get some depth scoring like they got tonight from Byram, who got knocked down to the third pairing tonight. The Sabres moved Samuelson up to the top pair to play with Dahlin, moved Byram to that third pair, and he scored. That's what they needed to see, and I thought Dahlin played better tonight as well. He had an assist. And I think it's nice kind of breaking that top pair up, because they haven't really figured things out yet. So if the Sabres can play like they did today, and their issues defensively in the D zone, which I talked about earlier, were mainly on forwards in my opinion. So I'm excited to get Kessering back, really make this D-core super, super, super solid, and go from there. Samuelson and Timmins as well, before we move away from the defense, they've been great. They continue to shine. They both had assists tonight, and just so solid defensively for the Sabres. And last thing, special teams. We talk about it every single game, how it makes or breaks this season, this team, and why it's so important. Their PK showed up big yet again, going 3 for 3 on the night, and their power play. We look in the first couple games how big of a difference special teams is. The Sabres, in the third period, they get a power play and they're tied. They score to take the lead. You get 1 power play goal a game, that gets you to overtime. We talk about loser points all the time. The Sabres need to get more loser points. They got that loser point today with a power play goal. Again, it sucks talking about loser points when you have a lead kind of late in the third, but the Sabres were able to get their power play showed up when they needed it to. We can take that. The Sabres aren't going to be perfect every single game of the year, but there's things we saw in this game that were nowhere to be seen, nowhere to even be thought about just a couple weeks ago. Got to take what we can with this team. They got 3 of 4 against the Leafs. They have Columbus on Monday.
Hey folks, editing Gatesy here. Lindy Ruff just said in his post-game presser that UPL was not supposed to start tonight. It was supposed to be Colton Ellis, but number 92 woke up this morning with some back tightness, so they canned that idea, threw UPL in, and we saw what happened. Sometimes, though, you got to throw your child in the deep end of the pool and see if they swim. Kind of needed a lifeguard tonight, but we'll see what Monday brings for the Sabres. I imagine now it's going to be Alex Lyon. We'll see.
I don't know what the Sabres are going to do in net. Probably Lyon. I don't know if you put Ellis back. Now you have 3, it throws everything off. I don't know what that's going to look like for the blue and gold. But folks, let me know your thoughts on this game. UPL, did you think he had a good game? What are the Sabres doing net now? What does this rest of the season look like? A game like this, does it tear you down a bit? Do you take some positives out of it like that I can? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're still watching, please follow, like, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. Folks, I will see you Monday. Let's go Sabres!